DJ
Welcome to DJ TV.
Dele Farotimi don openly talk say Baba T no win any election o, and wahala go dey if they swear am in. My people, we greet una, we welcome una to this our channel. If you never subscribe to DGM TV, where ogbonge tori and update dey share, oya na rush now go our YouTube channel, go subscribe and follow us for Facebook as the hot. Oya, make we quickly run enter the tori wey carry us come. Dele Farotimi, wey be legal practitioner, author and activist, he na one person wey dey known for a critical remark on the corrupt system. Im dey talk and write to inspire and teach current and future generation. Through all these writings and talk, Dele don promote a new Nigeria, and e dream na to make Naija better. He don come out come talk openly about the whole election gbege wey dey ground o, including the matter wey dey court sef and the inauguration. And na inside the interview session wey im get with Aisha Yusuf im for talk all these things. So according to am, im talk say Baba T no win any election o. He say Nigerians sef no vote am there, say na the wuru wey im do with INEC na im dey take declare am president-elect. So im talk say im dey hopeful say dem no go swear am in come May 29th as presido. Anyway, my people, make I leave una, make una watch this video because una really need to see this video and hear wetin Dele talk.
And I have never been more hopeful about the liberation of Nigeria than I am at this moment in my life. I left Nigeria about 5 weeks ago precisely because I didn't want to be dealing with these small talks about what might happen or not happen. There's clarity. Everything evil about Nigeria has coalesced into the person of one man. Everything that we have ever complained about Nigeria, everything came together on the 25th of February and produced the president-elect. You know when you are cooking jollof rice, every one of his ingredients is at the base of the pot. So we say bottom pot. That's where his sweet pass. If you have ever stood for evil in Nigeria, it is embedded in the person named Tinubu. In any way, shape, or form that you have ever stood against evil in Nigeria, it is in his person. So Tinubu for me is a blessing. It clarifies the issues. If you can find accommodation for Tinubu, you are even. It's simple. It's that simple. It's not about, because it's clear to anyone with half a brain that no election was won by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He lost woefully. But producing him as the president-elect is the crystallization of Nigerian impunity, the madness of Nigeria. Everything that is wrong about Nigeria came together to produce this evil. So those who have any conscience in that country must of necessity forget the idiocy that has allowed them to subjectivize the truth to the point where they find reason not to support the truth. You cannot claim that it's not about the person of Greg with Peter Obi. It has nothing to do with his person. This is about principle. If there are still persons who are hiding behind their disagreements with his person, their objections to style, and they can find reason not to stand up for what they know to be the truth, shame on them. History will not remember Peter Obi's tribe. It wouldn't remember his religion. What it would most remember is the fact that all the aggrieved in Nigeria, the disadvantaged, the disinherited, those who have for long been pained by the way Nigeria has been. They came together, they found common purpose around one man as the arrowhead, not as the issue. It was just, Peter Obi is merely the arrowhead of a movement. That's all he is. We all came together for our various reasons, and we found common purpose in the issues that the man raised. Some of us raised those issues. Aisha, you raised some. I raised some. Other people raised some. But we all found common purposes, even where we had disagreements. That's politics. We chose what was offered as an electoral process. We staked our reputations behind a faith that the electoral process would be worthy of support. A law was passed. We stood behind that law. That man that is completely bereft of integrity or honor that you call Yakubu or whatever is the INEC fraudster. And I say that standing here, hoping and praying he will sue me, please. He's a fraudster. That man assured all of us and the entire world that we would have elections predicated on electronic transmission of results. Beavers, IRES, billions were voted. And then the man, look, let me just put it this way. I don't know by what, there were two choices when this happened. We could have gone on the street and started making noise, offered them the opportunity to kill as they had always killed, and then we would have all been talking about normalizing the situation. We'll be talking about peace. Those of us that they would have picked up, they would have picked up. Then they will be talking about free this and free that. Then we'll be talking inauguration. And then there would be normalcy, and Nigerians, as usual, would have moved on. But we knew that that was what they would have loved. See what we done. We did not cause any fight. See all of us, peace-loving. We stand for peace, but it is not at the expense of truth. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win any election. There is no person known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is a chimera, somebody who is lying, some figment of somebody's imagination somewhere, who has named himself Bola Ahmed Tinubu, around whom all the evil men in our country have coalesced. They are the ones who might believe that there is something they can win. They've won nothing. When the day comes, we'll see what will happen. Now, they never break. Maybe they say your president selects. I don't know what day they say they are doing whatever they are doing. Let the court tell us how this wuru to the answer will stand. It's always good now. Let the courts dance naked in the marketplace. You remember now? Sorry, say I just talk go. You know, I don't bottle up too many things.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, bros.
Over
go
1
ahead.
month. Look at it this way. When NSAS happened and they murdered all the people they murdered, and we came into the public space and spoke about how the system had massacred people. And they said we were lying. They said they were all lies. They even had people come into the public space to claim that we were lying. And then they set up the panel, and we followed them to the panel. Each and every member of the panel was nominated by the government. Each and every one of them. Nigerians like me and you, with each and every one of our many peccadillos. It included a retired DIG. A judge, a retired judge, sat at the head of that panel. I believe 2 of the members of that panel have gone on to become judges in Lagos State today. So these were average Nigerians like me and you, with all of the many peccadillos of the Nigerians. But they sat together and they came to a unanimous decision because the evidence that were placed in the public domain and before the courts were way too weighty to be discounted. This is more or less the same situation on a bigger scale. We are back before a system that we do not necessarily trust. I am a member of Ramimba. Before we went to the tribunal, we were against the tribunal. we stood outside the tribunal carrying banner, protesting against the tribunal. And then we decided, you know what? Let's use their tribunal to unmask them in the public space. So we went before the tribunal and we brought evidence into the public space that the government would have preferred were not placed in the public space and that would never have found its way into the public space if we had abandoned that process. We were not going before the tribunal in any hope of justice, but we were determined to use the system to unrobe the Nigerian state. So we used the system. Because we went before the tribunal, we could show all the evidence we had, and the public could also see it. And at the end of the process, unanimous, not one dissenting vote, the tribunal voted that as a fact, there was a massacre. As a fact, the Lagos state government can say anything it cares to say. That's political. I don't expect Jide Sanwo-Olu to come out and say, yes, I facilitated a massacre. I don't expect the Nigerian army to say, yes, we were the murderers. But the tribunal, made up of men and women, nominated by the government, only nominated by the government, found that there was one. So I would say that the situation we are in now, why it's not exactly the same, is analogous to it. Because now, we're before a tribunal. I do not have any trust whatsoever, and I repeat myself, let me not be ambiguous. I have zero trust in the Nigerian judiciary. I believe that judiciary is essentially a brothel. It is no different from a brothel. I believe that our CJN is either completely corrupt or irredeemably incompetent. Those are my beliefs. I have said this before, over a year ago, before Peter Obi or his election came to be, before anybody would start talking about the politicization of my comment. It has nothing to do with Peter Obi's comments. If anybody has the time, let them go to my Arise interview in June last year, when he was appointed the acting CJN. I was categorical in remarking that the man is either incredibly incompetent or unbelievably corrupt. And I stated the basis of my belief. So let's be clear. I am not saying what I am saying out of any faith in the judiciary. And I'm not suggesting that we are going before the judiciary in the hope that the judiciary might present anything other than what it has always done. After all, the same judiciary produced the ruling in Machina. The same judiciary produced his ridiculous ruling in the case of Akpabio. The same judiciary produced the horrible ruling that we saw in Imo State. So I'm not sitting down here selling anybody any pipe dreams of a judiciary that is either incorruptible or that produces justice. But that process serves to educate our people about what we are up against. There is a clear line that has been drawn. This is a battle between good and evil. It is a battle between whether Nigeria is going to go into the future or whether it is locked into a cycle of self-destruction. Because I cannot for the life of me understand how any country that is desirous of going into the future can be yoked to the career criminal that they have produced as president-elect against the expressed will of the people. If he had won an election, that would be different. If he had won an election, it would simply mean that is the ugliness and beauty of democracy. We would have had to accept it. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whatever his true name might be, did not win any election. He is attempting to steal one. And it is the duty of everybody who has a conscience and who is truly desirous of a Nigeria worthy of being bequeathed to our children. We have a duty to oppose this.
My people, now see I hear wetin Dele Farotimi talk concerning this whole election gbege. Not be small thing no, he don analyze and he openly talk and say Babati no win any election no. Not be small thing, my people. He say Nigerians really need to oppose am because no Nigerians, say Nigerians then no vote am for there. He no win. Anyway, una don hear everything, my people. Make una drop una comment how una reason this whole story and make una no forget to like and share this video. Now do well. See you all in our next video. Bye.